feeling a bit under the weather, but I'm all right.
STI.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's, nights at the orgies, not good for me.
Fascinating how you made that plural.
Yeah. Well, swingers got to swing. No.
I had this conversation like 3 days ago about swingers clubs and how like I can't do it. I can't. I'm not built for that.
Yeah, I don't think I'd be built for that either. I don't know, maybe. I've never been invited to one, so I don't know what it's like. I could imagine it being not a pleasant experience for me. Mostly
Well,
just sitting around going, "Uh."
I'm just uncomfortable being in the same room with a whole bunch of naked guys just swinging along back and forth like whoosh. I can't do it. I don't mind the women. It's just like I can't be around a whole bunch of guys. There's something like weird about that. It doesn't even have to be a bunch of guys. It could just be one. Like you can't be in my view. Move.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
Hey, Gamlor.
Gambler doesn't know what he walked into.
Yeah, we can't ask him that.
Oh
Oh,
man.
well, how's everything else going besides being sick from? Yeah,
I know, sick from probably I don't know. It's I got kind of like a cough started like last week. Just whenever I get done running or whatever. Now it's just starting to kind of like take over. I don't know, but otherwise it's fine. I mean, running's going well and work's okay. I don't know, kind of not really inspired much at this place. So
I can't run at all. Every time I try to run, when I say try to run, like run maybe 50 yards, like my knees tell me stop. It's over. Stop trying. So
yeah. I suppose that's a lot of people. I don't know why that is though, but I suppose it's that imbalance thing, but
I think
I don't
it's
know how you
cartilage
develop it.
and
Oh,
bone on top of bone.
yeah, I suppose that could be too. But like what oh maybe just your stature and stuff. You know. I don't know how that otherwise wears out like that.
Probably because I have the same like bone mass as an average person that's 5'6" or 5'7", but I'm carrying like 80 pounds more than them.
Yeah, yeah, your stature. Yeah, probably it. How about you when you start your new gig? Or did you start it already?
Uh, 16. Suppose air quotes 16. I don't have any equipment.
Oh.
And they're running background checks. They want pay stubs from like 3 years ago. I don't. How am I going to get that? I can't get back into the systems to download the pay stubs. Like, once your contract is up, like they disable your account. How am I going to get into the enterprise's payroll system to download that?
Yeah.
And then, of course,
You don't keep it for your own tax records? Come on, man.
I file my taxes, but
What happens if you get
yeah,
audited? Then you're gonna be screwed. You
well,
gotta
no,
keep 7 years.
you can go to at least Bank of America. You can put in a request to give you your transactions. I think they go back to like 7 years, but it takes like a week for them to like provision that.
Yeah. Hmm.
So,
Yeah, I suppose that maybe they get shysters or whatever. I don't know if that's a proper word, but people that come in, maybe they've had people who've like, oh yeah, I've been a contractor here and here and here, and they just lie.
yeah, but like if the IRS is the source of truth, then everything should just funnel through them, not me.
Oh,
Right?
yeah, I suppose.
For income/employment.
Yeah. Hmm.
I've been keeping up with the Chinese. I'm not sure if it's fair to call it news, but maybe the Chinese recession. Dude, my hairline recedes every single time I listen to a YouTube video about the state of China and their
Man,
economy.
you've watched a lot of YouTube videos about China and the state of economy then.
Yeah.
I've
Yeah,
just
my hairline was like right here. Now it's like right back here.
hmm. Yeah, no, I don't know. There's some rebound, but from what I've heard, but yeah, everything's crap. Kind of a I don't know.
I think I know a lot, or I think I'm intermediate with software security, but I haven't resumed reading my Azure networking or my Azure security books. Tired.
Yeah, I'm
I don't
tired
know.
too.
After like getting my Azure certification for development and thinking that the heavens would open up and like or the floodgates would open up and nothing really happened, it kind of demoralized me to keep pushing myself.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know if there's a certification under the sun that just guarantees you pop right into jobs, especially contracting. I mean,
I
maybe.
genuinely thought it would. I
Hmm.
genuinely thought that since cloud is the now mainstream practice of connecting, that I thought that I would be like cream of the crop instead of bottom of the barrel. Nope, still bottom of the barrel.
No, you're
So
not bottom of the barrel,
I'm gutter.
man.
Passport. I was trying to go to Costa Rica yesterday. They only had 2 rooms available, and I wanted, or 2 nights available, and I needed 4 nights. So I didn't do anything. Still here in Miami. So
There's plenty of places to travel through in the U.S., man.
I looked at Cancun. Cancun was too pricey given the proximity. Well, where to go in the U.S.? Just go to like a national park, like Yosemite.
Yeah,
What
go
else
to
is
South
there?
Dakota. Go see Mount Rushmore.
Yeah,
You just while you're there, pick up some biker gear and head to Deadwood, do some gambling.
I'm done gambling. That's not good for me.
Oh, don't go to Deadwood then, unless you want to see some historical gunfights or something.
I could do that.
No, it's like I said, the very western part of South Dakota is pretty nice. In that dead like Black Hills, Deadwood. Um, there's also uh, oh God, what is it? The Badlands, those rock formations and stuff. Really cool. Or you could go to pretty much any state that's got something to offer.
I found a miniature bull terrier puppy, but it's in Kentucky. I don't. It's not going to be ready until I think they said like May 2nd or May 8th. I can't remember. But then I got overwhelmed with anxiety thinking about the logistics of trying to get it.
I don't. Why would it be very difficult? I don't understand.
Maybe you're right,
I
but
mean, just you take
me,
a
me, me, me being in my head, not confident if it's a scam or not. If I pay money to get it shipped via plane or train or something, I'm not going to fly several states to pick up a dog and then fly back and pay that amount of money for both fuel. Like I can't. I'm not going to do that. So
road
maybe
trip.
if it was a tiger or something.
You take a road
Yeah.
trip.
I'm not putting those miles on my car. I have 9,000 miles on my SUV and it's 3 years old. Like I'm pretty proud of that.
What does it cost to rent a car for like 3 days? Just do that.
I would imagine probably around 100 a day.
I don't even know what rentals go for anymore.
And then your fuel, oh my God.
Well,
For for every I would argue for every 2.5 hours you probably got to refill it, or for every 3 hours you probably got to refill the tank. That's $70 if you're in an SUV.
yeah, if you take a big SUV.
Because
Uh,
I was thinking about taking a road trip to Tampa, and it's not really the time; it's the gas tanks going to and from. I might as well just hop on a flight and go to like Dominican Republic or something. So
let's see here. Needed for maybe 3 days. Just curious on how much it would cost. Just say if you were doing it this weekend. Doo-doo-doo. Come on, Expedia, do your work. Oh man. Technical problems, you piece of crap. Maybe there's no cars in Miami Beach for rent. They were all rented for the eclipse. Oh no, you're South Beach, aren't you?
I keep calling the city on homeless people trying to set up neighborhoods on the beach across the street from me.
And are they doing anything about it? It should. You're in Florida, right?
They are. It's just why do I have to keep calling? Like, why can't you just regularly patrol the beach, exercise your pattern recognition part of your brain, and like investigate?
Whoa,
Like, why? Why?
don't
why?
be telling them to do their pattern recognition part.
I'm going to insert pattern matching recognition. Uh, yeah. Why do I have to keep calling for you guys to do your job? Uh,
Oh man.
I did learn something in my conversation with them. It was, I'll tell you offline because I don't want it to be used against me.
Okay. Hmm. Well, anyways,
Trivia: gamblers from A,
Switzerland.
Sweden, or B, Switzerland.
It's always been Switzerland.
I can't for the life remember which of the two countries. I keep to me it's the same country. I keep using them interchangeably.
Totally
They both
different.
start with the same letter and end with the same letter. So, or do they? Is it D and D or N and N? How do you spell Sweden?
It's
Sweden ends with an N. Switzerland with the D, or they both end in ends. I don't
pretty
know.
sure it's Switzerland, the D, but I guess I haven't really looked at the name. I've only really, I mean, I've seen it a million times, but I suppose there's a world where it's Switzerland, but that just doesn't sound right.
It's kind of like Brookland.
Brooklyn.
You should move your family to Harlem.
That would be a good idea. start a little shop and not be in software anymore. That'd be awesome. I'm tired of software development, man. I'm just tired of it. I look out at the vastness of a 25-year time span to retirement age, assuming that I don't like somehow just make a ton of money and I'm able to retire early.
I wonder if Alan Turing would have forecasted the state of software development in its ecosystem.
Probably not. He's too worried about his balls getting burned off chemically.
They had sex changes in the 60s?
No, he got chemically castrated for being gay.
Was that the same thing?
That was it was the legal, like it was his punishment or whatever, or
Oh, it wasn't voluntary.
it was
Oh,
involuntary. Yeah,
hold on. What country was he in?
England.
England used to be conservative.
Well, this was in World War II time frame, so it wasn't really like kosher to be, bumping on dudes.
It is now. It's celebrated. You go
Yeah,
on LinkedIn. LinkedIn promotes it. It's so professional to brag about how you practice your sex with a partner. It's celebrated. It boggles my mind.
yeah. If you want to watch something about Alan
Thanks,
Turing,
Obama.
watch The Imitation Game. It's a movie. It's pretty decent.
Imitation
It's
game.
about how I mean it's kind of about Alan Turing's life, but it's the key like arc is about
Oh, gambler,
how they
gambler,
crack the
gambler. Let me tell you, Miami Beach, where I live, LinkedIn, like okay, so pre pandemic, I swear to God, Pride Month, I swear was every 2 months. It's going on right now. They literally decorate Lincoln Road Mall in rainbows, right? It's rainbows everywhere. If you go to Ocean Drive, it's rainbows everywhere. Like they love it. It's the favorite pastime is rainbow flags and village men. What's that band? The Village People or whatever. YMCA. You know what I'm talking about? You probably don't. It on LinkedIn, they have Pride Month. I would argue probably a quarter to a third of companies they change their business logos or trademarks to rainbow, the rainbow version of it, because they like to promote sexuality. So if you're into bestiality, if you're into orgies, then it's celebrated because it's inclusivity. Maybe even if you're a pedophile, it's inclusivity, right? We they like to celebrate sexuality here and how you practice it and where you put it, which hole you put it in. That's what LinkedIn celebrates. So yeah.
Wait,
I would have never thought. I thought that would be taboo. No, we like to celebrate where we put it in the hole. So
man alive.
I don't care.
I wonder if there's a site called Linked Up. It's kind of like LinkedIn, but
There's billboards out here called Squirt. It's the male version of Tinder.
oh, I thought it was it was a lemon lime drink or a grapefruit drink made by Dr. Pepper.
I
Or
have
maybe Red
that. I've
Squirt.
had that one once or twice. It was really sour.
That's not too
I like
bad.
I like squirting it in my mouth. It tastes really good.
Oh God. We've officially devolved.
I'm talking about the squirt beverage. What are you talking about?
Yeah, I like squirt beverage too. It's one of those like off-brand ones.
It's very sour. Like
Oh
some people
man,
say it tastes
pretty good.
salty. I think it's just really sour. So,
Oh man, squirting, sun kissed, and like, you ever have sun drop? I think I did a
Negative.
nationwide thing one time, but they had Snoop Dogg trying to promote it. It's like
In
drop it
fact,
like it's hot, drop it
I
like
don't know
it's
if it's Pride Month just for Miami Beach or if it's National Pride Month.
I don't think
Let me
Pride
let me
Month
look
is
at
until
LinkedIn.
summer, isn't it?
Okay,
Because
so
it was
Miami
Women's
Beach.
Month last month. I caught this joker. He was like, he goes, you know what? It's just great. It's just great that we have, Women's Month, and it's March. And you know what? You know what happens at the very end of March when you're done with Women's Month? You go April Fools.
That's
His
funny.
comedic timing was a lot better though. Um,
Yeah. So, what accomplishments did they celebrate?
I don't know.
What inventions? What infrastructure was added? How do we celebrate women? It was based on their accomplishments, right? Or is it the fact that they existed?
I don't know.
It's a serious question.
Was it Women's History Month or was it Women's?
I mean,
I think it was
it's
Women's
fair to
History Month.
at least with Black History Month, we celebrate how Black people's purpose in the world is to entertain white people. They're athletes, they're singers, and they're rappers
Oh,
because
so
that's the
there's
first thing
it's
that comes to
called
the forefront.
Heritage Months and observances. So January was Martin Luther King Jr. History Month, Heritage Month. Then you get African American Black History Month. Then it's Women's History in March. April has nothing. Let me see, unless it's in the wrong one. No, April is Arab American Heritage Month. Also Sexual Assault Awareness and Prevention Month.
I think you're right. I think this Pride Month is literally just a
It's
Miami Beach
June.
thing right now.
Yeah, it's supposed to be June is when LGBTQ plus Pride Month is. And May is Asian Americans, Jewish Americans, and mental health awareness. So May, there's a lot going on in May and then July is Disability Pride Month. Oh, and then October you get
Oh, hold
Pride
on.
Month
Okay,
in
so
June, then you get his LGBTQ plus History Month in October.
what do they all have in common?
Now, those are
They're all
Harvard
part.
Heritage Months, though.
They're all participation awards. You're not really celebrating accomplishments. You're celebrating the fact that they exist. Who would have ever thought you would celebrate existence? So
I don't know, man. And then they
this is
made
this is a product of single mothers raising the last three generations. It's participation awards. It's not accomplishments. It's not outcomes. So yeah, you know what? I'm down for the Great Reset.
I like my participation medals when I do a marathon.
Well, is it? Because you literally you crossed the finish line after what is it, 13 miles?
Well, that's for half, yeah. But
Oh,
I mean
bragger.
that's something else. It's more like it is a participation thing, but you're really at any particular age, you're not really competing against anyone but yourself unless you're some elite athlete. So there's like a small subset of the marathon runners that are actually competing, and the rest against each other, and the rest are competing just to finish. So
Yeah, but it's still something that is extremely unnatural to, and I'll still stick with the half marathon because I never graduated to a full marathon. The fact that you can endure and run, I would argue, 80 to 90% of it, yeah, you deserve a medallion.
yeah, I think it's more of a commemorative thing than
My
a
biggest issue
award.
is when the gunshot rings out,
You duck.
people start off the gunshot rings out and the fat people just start walking immediately. Like that boggles my mind. I'm like, why are you here?
What do you
Like
mean?
those are the
They
Special
walk.
Olympics
Oh, you mean they walk and they
at
don't
the
they don't
marathon.
Yeah, well, there's some low key ones where it's walk runs. I mean,
No, no, what they no, they should have a separate Fat People's Walk that's like 13 miles, and then they should have parameters or constraints on half marathons and marathons where you have to be of a certain body mass so that I get tired of trying to run around. They keep blocking my path when I'm trying to like, I don't know, participate and run. My
yeah,
freaking
I don't
fat
think I've
200,
ever
300-pound wildebeests are in front of me just walking. And they're always in herds, right? It's always like three or four of them. Freaking herds.
I don't think I've ever had problems with getting around people, but I suppose, I mean,
Well,
it could
they
happen.
either need to join the special peoples, like, like the retards that have their own little festivities. Go over there. Don't come into healthy people that are motivated and consistently try to get better at life. You go to the special needs people because apparently your mentality isn't helping you, right? And don't get me wrong, people that are legitimately like had strokes or whatever, well, they should still go to the special part, right? But
Well, I think usually they try to tear people up, or I mean, people try to naturally tear themselves up, unless they're just full of themselves or whatever. I mean, I never go to the front of the pack on any particular race. It's always like, okay, I'm somewhere as close to the back three quarters, so or back quarter somewhere. So like maybe at the top of the back quarter, I'll that's where I'll try to position myself. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's yeah. Hmm. And I mean, if you're chip time, then it doesn't matter where you start really, unless you're worried about gun time. But which I think the marathon, like,
yeah,
I
it's
want to
Miami
say
Beach.
that, yeah.
Miami Beach Pride Parade, April 13th and 14th. So it's tomorrow.
They got a bunch of lions out there.
Lions.
They run in a pride.
Nah, there's gonna be some. Let me see my mouth shut.
Wouldn't that just be
I'm
crazy?
looking at the website, MiamiBeachPride.com.
You show up expecting a bunch of lions be parading down the street, and you come to
What
that.
is lions?
A group of lions is called a pride.
Oh, I'm
So if you had a
sorry.
pride parade,
I couldn't connect it.
yeah, yeah. No, I make stupid connections like that way too often. That's probably one of my gifts, and one of my annoying things about me is like I'll randomly put two things together that have no business being together, just because the words are related.
Here you go. Merry Christmas. That's the link I was looking at.
Miami Beach Pride.
Ugh. Ugh.
Now you're advertising for it on your channel. You got it up.
I'm, I'm,
You're
I'm
about to
spreading
get 100
awareness.
subscribers, I bet.
YouTube is going to demonetize me.
Hmm.
I'm in arrears.
Do you get any monetary funds from YouTube?
From the 4 to 5 people that view my content, no.
Hmm.
This looks like the street parade technology event every year in Zurich. Zurich is Germany. What's that sound familiar?
Zurich.
Is that Germany? What's Zurich? That's
Where do you think
Sweden?
where do you think that he's from?
Switzerland?
Yeah,
Sweden?
there you go. Gamler should change his icon to a Swiss Army knife, and then you'll remember that he's from Switzerland. Or a watch, maybe, or a
That would
bank.
help. A watch would help.
Or just like change it to like Lutefisk or something to really confuse you, or like Lefse, or Oh no, that's more Norwegian, I think.
I
But
like I like German watches better than Swiss watches.
oh, don't be saying that.
Glashütte, I was looking at a Glashütte watch like 5 months ago.
We don't know that
I
Gamma is
can't.
not part of the Swiss army of uh, of watch protectors or something. Secret police.
I'm gonna show you I'm gonna show you the watch I was trying to get several months ago because I'm about that life. Uh,
I can't. I don't know. I've never worn a watch. I've a couple times worn like a band or like a Fitbit type thing, but I have to take them off after a while because they just my arm gets all rashy.
I was looking at let's see. Come on, Google.
Yeah, I don't know. The internet was slow for me earlier too.
It's
Get
hard to always click on this. But I was looking for the black file. Yeah, so I drove 2 hours to pick up this watch in Naples, Florida, and they didn't have it in stock.
you wouldn't drive 3 hours to pick up a dog? That's heresy.
It's in Kentucky. It's not a 3 hour drive.
Yeah, what is it from Miami to Kentucky? Let's see.
Yeah, so this watch
Miami
I wanted.
to
It's German made. It's not Swiss. It's a $20,000 watch. And because I'm dark skinned, I thought the watch would look really nice on me
okay,
in
it's a
regards to the
15-hour drive.
contrast.
Why do I feel like it'd be short, like not that long? Well, 15 hours is a day. You can get down there in a day.
I'm not spending $600 to pick up a dog.
Hmm.
We're not talking about buying a dog. We're talking about just to pick it up.
Gosh,
Every
shoot.
perspective is different.
Bo,
Each one is unique.
that's kind of what usually different means.
This is the way
This is the way.
we see things.
What is that thing where they go, this is
So,
the way?
uh,
This is the way.
this,
This is the way.
you actually have me thinking about it.
This is the way. Oh yeah, it's the Mandalorian. The
You know what quote? You know what quote is? Choose, but choose wisely.
choose, but choose wisely.
Does that sound familiar?
Yeah, it sounds familiar, but
Indiana Jones, Last Crusade,
oh yeah,
that
yeah, yeah.
elderly knight guy, in which Indiana Jones was picking. Uh, the commercial was
The cup.
Pepsi or Coke. That was a commercial, but in the movie, yeah, the goblet.
Yeah, he's picking
So
the
this Vashuta it's German made, right? But it's really a budget watch because the real watch is a Sange. I don't know how to Assange Lang. How do you pronounce the Assange Lang? The Julius Assange.
Assange. Yeah, I don't know. I just
How do
like that he's
you?
making a watch, but he's drawing like a square, and he's like, "Ooh, look at the dimensions of this rectangular brick." Is he
Oh,
designing a brick or a watch in that video? Like,
yeah,
oh man.
yeah. Where is it at? How do I have to type in luxury? Yeah,
Nomos.
A
A-line.
Lang or A Lang. Yeah, so these are
Melange.
like the $40,000-$50,000 watches. It's not really within my budget.
Not yet.
Especially since I'm chronically unemployed.
You gotta say not yet, man. You gotta have a positive mindset,
I gave up on that a long time ago.
growth mindset. That's the word I'm looking for.
Abundance mindset.
Dude,
So
I can go get novelties down the street.
actually, this one's okay.
So is it
Where's the
just purely
one?
an aesthetic, like when you're looking at a watch going, or do you think there's like, oh, this is you could critique and be like, oh, this is whatever.
Where's the? Hold up, give me a second. What? Where's the catalog?
That was it. The long.
Yes. Yeah. So like, this is the watch that is that the watch? Yeah, that's the watch that I wanted.
Doppelganger house.
I wanted the moon phase, but I would prefer a black dial. I don't think they have a black dial for moon phase. This one, and I want gold,
You
just
can
so I
read 'em.
could like step outside and get robbed at gunpoint. It's not letting me click it. So to answer your question, to me, watches are like motorcycles. They're a combination of art and engineering, and that's why I appreciate them.
Hold on, I'm gonna find a good watch here. 1 second. Ooh, I like this color. This is gold. Here we go. I'll send you top shelf watch here in the.
I could tell you're about to
Send it
make
to
fun of
you
me now.
in the private chat. Ooh la la.
Let me see.
Let's bring that up.
Casio. Okay.
Bring it up in screen share. It's beautiful.
I'm surprised it costs that much.
I
You laugh. It's a $70 watch.
don't know why. The other ones are like
Yeah.
50 bucks.
I had the
Maybe 30
calculator
bucks.
watches when I was like in third grade. I bought my son the Spider-Man watch like like 8 or 9 months ago. You flip open. There's like a cap on the dial, and you flip it open, and then Spider-Man starts talking to you when you hit buttons.
I wonder what a vintage calculator watch goes for. Ooh, like $4,000 for this Hewlett Packard LED calculator watch. I'm interested now in buying a calculator watch.
Nostalgic.
I feel like there were like nerdier versions of these though. I don't know.
I lost one of my. I bought a couple watches on Amazon that are wood grain. I lost one of them. I have no clue where it went. The other one is brand new. I haven't even. I get stressed out just thinking about how to like knock off the links on the watch so it fits my wrist, which is why I don't wear it because my hairline recedes as I think about the amount of effort it's going to take for me to make the watch fit me.
Yeah, don't you go to a jeweler to do that then?
Yeah, you can do it by hand. It's just,
Jewelers will do it, and then they won't. Then you don't have to fret about it.
it's a $50 watch. I'm not going to pay $10 for a jeweler to spend literally
Oh, it's a $50 watch. Okay.
30 seconds and charge me $10.
But otherwise, it's just $30 on the shelf thing, right? Or no?
Or someone's gift when they have a major accomplishment or something like Women's Month. That was a joke.
Oh, let's just say it again.
I said it would be a gift to somebody if I don't wear it, like for a major accomplishment in their life, and I said like Women's Month.
Oh, yeah. Well, you got your own history month, so.
Yeah, but they celebrate entertainers because that's why Black people were placed on this planet to entertain.
No,
they celebrate
dude.
Michael Jordan, Michael Jackson, Mike Tyson. Everything is about. I can only name one Black invention.
What?
Maybe two. The gas mask. I don't even think Black people invented BET. I think the Jews did. Black Entertainment Television.
See, you're
Yeah,
forgetting
the
the
gas
one guy.
mask is
No, come on, Jerry Lawson.
Jerry Lawson.
Yeah, look him up. Gerald Lawson.
Gerald Lawson.
Well, Jerry
Okay.
Lawson. Jerry Lawson.
Oh, he looks like he's into computers.
Yeah,
So what did he create?
he
Is he
was.
still
He
alive?
led the team that pioneered the
Uh,
commercial video game cartridge.
oh, that is something.
Now he's a dude I'd like to hang around with if he was still alive, but he's dead.
Uh,
Fairchild Semiconductor. I want to work at a company called Fairchild Semiconductor. I want to go back and work on computers in like the early or like late 80s. I think that'd be great. Like,
I think it would be stressful.
I want to hook up to a terminal.
You're working with like 64K of memory.
Yeah, but it's so much simpler and like
It's not.
like
It
spec things out.
requires strategic planning and trade-offs.
Yes, it does, which means you get creative. Like creative, like constraints are what cause creativity.
Constraints liberate, right?
Yeah, they do. They make you creative. It's if you want to get creative, you have to constrain yourself. There's no other way to do it. And they were fairly limited. I mean, if you look at what people were able to do with early consoles and stuff, they kind of like took those things and just used them in ways that were nobody anticipated because they're like, well, I want to achieve this thing. Like, how do I do it? Like the guy who wrote, I was listening to this book about the guy who created the ET game on Atari, and he
Mhm.
created, was it Czar's Revenge or something like that? Yar's Revenge. And he pioneered this thing where he wanted to have this screen where he would like, when I can't remember what you got hit or something like that, and he would have this big splashy screen or whatever. And what he figured that he could do is he could just use random plots within the code that he wrote to just put that onto the screen to make this like page happen or whatever. So he had the first like full page explosion based on or full screen explosion based on just segments of the code. And Atari had to go through legal like review for it over and over again to make sure that he wasn't exposing the source code to it. It was like this whole kind of neat thing, but it's like nobody had thought to do that before, and I don't know. There's a
The
lot of
fact
cool
that
stuff.
the fact that you know that and you can't recite it makes you a dork.
Well, I listened to a book. It was a book. It's called like God, what was it called? I can't even tell you what the guy who created ET. I was listening. I haven't finished
I
the
watched a
book yet.
Netflix documentary on it
Oh yeah, Once Upon a Time, Once Upon Atari.
at that landfill. They found the
Yeah, he talks about that in it.
20,000s.
Yeah, Once Upon Atari. But yeah, Yar's Revenge was a really
So,
good game. There was a lot
so
that went wrong.
what would Alan Turing roll over in his grave if he knew what was being done now? I could come up with a couple. So, people with communication and psychology degrees are able to enter the IT industry by becoming scrum masters.
I don't know. I don't think they had to worry about that. I think they were more worried about defeating the Nazis when he was alive.
The Enigma machine.
Yeah, that's what he broke, and that's what the Imitation Game's about. Spinning back to that whole thing, how they cracked that. It's pretty neat.
What else would he roll over in his grave on? That a different country, there would be a dedicated country to call you to introduce new job opportunities. That would be different.
Okay.
What else?
I don't think he'd have any opinions on today. I don't know.
You think he probably forecasted cloud?
I don't know, actually. I don't know that he was more of a. I think he was more of a hardline computer scientist than he was a really like an applications developer or anything like that. Like it's the
Cloud, I
friggin'
think, is
40s. I mean, I don't know.
cloud is more computer science than I would argue application, right? Cap theorem.
Well,
There's
yeah,
no
but all that stuff really didn't. I mean, I don't know that Turing was particularly a futurist or anything like that. Was he? I thought
he
he was
probably
more of
wasn't.
just
I just know that he was probably in the top, I would argue, 5 thought leaders in the dawn of computing. No,
well, he's certainly a pretty big name and one where it's lasted.
I mean
But
the whole Apple logo is allegedly based on Turing.
it was Newton.
Alan Turing. No, it's not Newton. It's Alan Turing.
It was Newton. Because the apple fell from the tree and hit him.
Gamor. No. You're
Gravity.
wrong.
The
You're
original
wrong.
one, the one that's
You're
very artsy.
wrong. Yes, Negro. Almost called you Negro. Yes.
All right. I'm part of the club now. Does that
No,
give me permission? No.
my ex is
Almost.
my ex is Vietnamese, and I will get into arguments with her, and I'm like, Negro, listen, XYZ because of DYM. That was her nickname. I used to call her Negro.
I don't know. I'm pretty sure it's Newton.
It's
Because
not.
he equated it to gravity, like the discovery of gravity. It was
It's
the apple
not.
fell from the tree and hit Newton on the head.
I know what you're saying. I'm telling you, it's not.
So how does it reflect Turing then?
Look up how he died.
Because they like Apple
Look
has a
up how
bite
he.
out of it. Is that supposed to be the chemical castration of one of his balls or what?
Turing committed suicide.
Yeah,
Investigate what he ate,
it was an apple.
allegedly.
Well, I'm talking about the original Apple logo.
And I'm saying allegedly it stems from Alan Turing.
If you look, the original Apple Computer Co. has the apple above Newton's head.
Oh, I didn't know that. Send me a
Yeah.
link. Post a link.
Here, I'll send it to you one sec. Well, I mean, you could look at it. So it's 1976 to 77. They're like, I don't know. I don't want to send you some stupid site here, but here, this one looks okay.
You're right. I was wrong. I'm sorry. I learned something today.
Well, yeah, that's Newton, but I mean, it doesn't mean that they didn't reinterpret it, but
No, they probably didn't.
oh, they're saying it's no surprise that people thought the rainbow one was a tribute to Turing because he was gay, but had nothing to do with it. Rainbows didn't mean rainbows in 1977.
Lucky Charms.
But yeah, it was.
You think
I
the
like
Lucky
their original
Charms-
logo; it was really neat.
You think Lucky Charms character? You think he was straight? I thought he was straight,
Yeah, I think so.
but he was really excited about the
Heart
end of the
stars,
rainbow.
horseshoes, clovers, and blue moons, pots of golden rainbows. Rainbows was just whatever, and the red balloon. I can't think about Lucky Charms without thinking of Austin Powers, though. The Spy Who Shagged Me. That movie. Remember that movie?
I can't remember the.
They're in the
specific
bathroom
one.
or no, they're in the thing and he's like, he's going through all of his assassins, and one of them is the Irish guy, and he's like, and he always has his distinctive Lucky Charms or whatever. And he goes, "Yes, they're always after me, Lucky Charms." Just everyone starts laughing at him, and he's like, "What? They're after me, Lucky Charms."
Who wrote that script? And how many lines of
Probably
code
Mike
did they do?
Myers. I don't know. That was such a good movie, though. I love that
Yeah,
scene where
I'm just trying to imagine them writing the script and then them trying to sell that script and being dead serious about it and then putting it into production.
I love the scene where that gal's like, she farts or something, or no, he farts and she goes, "How dare you pass wind before me?" and he goes, "I didn't know it was your turn, baby." I get cracked up every time I listen to that or watch that thing. And then like whenever you're in a tight turnaround space with a vehicle, it's called Austin powering it because you're trying to like do the like to get around.
Oh, no. Apparently, I haven't thoroughly watched that movie.
Oh God, if you haven't watched it in a long time, rewatch it. I think it's so much funnier now than it was back when I was younger for some reason. Oh God, I didn't know it was your turn.
They had 2 movies or 3.
Oh, I think there were 3. And I
Yeah.
thought they even talked about doing another one, but yeah, it was a James Bond spoof. I mean, it was pretty good.
Can you name the other James Bond parody or spoof?
I mean, there's been other ones, but I don't know which
Isn't it
one.
like Mr. Bean?
Oh, I don't. Was he? Did he do a?
I thought he was always a spy, right? He was just.
I thought he was more like an inspector or something, but maybe.
Oh no, that's Pink Panther. I don't know.
The
Yo,
main thing I could think of Mr. Bean from was the Rat Race. You ever watch that movie,
nah,
Rat Race?
no. But we need to have 10 seconds of silence. O.J. Simpson died. We need to pay our respects.
Well, at least he can rest peacefully knowing that his wife's murderer is dead.
No, I think it's the first time ever in all history that a black man can murder a gay white man and a white woman and get away with it and continue to live his life. It's fascinating. I would never ever forecast that. Yeah,
I know there's still a lot of conspiracies out there and stuff about what actually could have happened. I mean, it's like everyone believes it for sure, and it's like it's probably the case, but then again, there's still like nobody. There's still a chance he didn't do it.
I think it's accepted that he was definitely involved in it.
Like,
He
did
may
he
not have
ever
been
admit it? I mean,
I don't think
on his
so.
deathbed.
Didn't he like brag about coming out with a book talking about, well, but if I did it, then this is how it would go.
Yeah,
Right? Wasn't he bragging about that?
yeah, something like that.
Kato Kalin became a star. Judge
Johnny
Ito.
Cochran.
It sounds like,
And
dude,
the
it sounds like
Kardashians.
something out of a script. It
They
sounds
made
like
the
something out of a
Kardashians
script.
happen, didn't they? Because what's her name was
Kim.
Kim was no, like the mom was Johnny Cochran's wife, wasn't it? The lawyer for OJ.
Johnny Cochran's black. It was another lawyer that was Persian or whatever.
Wait, no, yeah, but
You're confusing lawyers.
I'm pretty sure that the Kardashians.
OJ had a legal team, right?
Yeah.
Kim
Oh, so
Kardashian's daddy is not Johnny Cochran. That's
I
what I'm
thought it
saying.
was Johnny Cochran. Maybe it was.
No.
Yeah.
No.
It's Robert
No.
George Kardashian. Okay, I'm just dumb.
You think Johnny Cochran would just be comfortable letting his daughter get piped down by, especially on video, by Brandy's brother? I can't remember
Is he
his
still
name.
alive? Johnny Cochran?
No, he died.
Okay.
He died
But
a
then
couple
what's
years
his
ago.
name? The other Kardashian, they all think is OJ Simpson's daughter.
Their entire family is pumped up of plastic. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Plastic surgery.
Microplastics.
Considering getting a DBL.
A DBL.
BBL.
A BBL.
Well, what's a DBL?
Oh, I don't know what you just said. I thought you said DBL, but you said
BBL.
BBL. Big
Yeah,
beautiful lady.
It's Pride Parade's coming up this weekend. I want to be prepared.
Okay. Sure.
Tech consumption. We got I think 513 subscribers. We run out of things to talk about. I think our next episode we're just going to read off comments that people write as essays to our channel.
Yeah, might as well go through and address your fans. Why not? You could talk about. There's a lot of things to talk about, man. I mean, it depends on what you're trying to accomplish now with the channel.
Nothing. It's a failed channel. It was dead on arrival. It's stillborn.
I think you should do a channel where you go through and critique watches. You don't have to have them in real life. You just have to talk about them on, and then give them a rating.
They have channels like that.
How many Nimrods do you get?
The leading
5
channel.
Nimrods.
The leading channel. He's from Cleveland. I can't remember his name. He has an Italian name. He's pretty popular within the watch industry.
Cleveland rocks. Cleveland. Remember the Drew
You should
Carey
vi-
show?
Yeah, you should visit Cleveland. You should visit East Cleveland.
I've been in Cleveland for half a second to go to Sandusky.
Are you going to Cedar Point?
No,
Well, from
it's,
Minnesota, that would make sense.
No, I went to actually Six Flags and Cedar Point are together now. And Valley Fair in Minnesota was by Cedar Point, the same company. But no, I was going to Sandusky for there's that water park there,
Kalahari?
the Kalahari, and it was for a conference. I gave a talk at. I want to go to that conference again. That was a great conference.
That was Code Mash?
Code Mash, yeah. Got to keep an eye open for the call for proposal.
You know what movie was based in Sandusky?
No.
It was name a overweight comedian. Chris Farley was in it. Something Boy.
Black Sheep.
Remember.
Oh, Tommy Boy.
Tommy Boy was based in
Tommy
Sandusky.
Boy and Black Sheep were like the same freaking movie. Those two are.
Yeah, I can't tell the difference.
But yeah, okay, yeah, that's right. Sandusky.
I know a lot of trivia translated. I know a lot of worthless information.
You should, you know what you should do is go and try to get on Jeopardy, just for fun.
I probably wouldn't. All those questions are educational, though.
No, they're not. They're
They'd be
random
like,
trivia.
in 1520, this character said, "To art thou," and that's it. Like, how do I answer that?
Now you'll go there and it'll be like they were all made for you. It'll be like today's categories are
They
cloud
should have
computing, Black
I
History
think-
Month, watches, motorcycles,
They should have a hood.
potables.
They should have a hood version of it, like kind of a parody of like this trivia that only like ratchet people would know.
There you go. So you could design all the interface and make it like a Twitch stream type thing. And then you just get a
Right.
bunch of people on and then set up a buzzer system and why not?
This type of female is known to the neighborhood. Da-na-na-na-na-na-na. Scott, what are your thoughts? What is a set out? Correct. Right? You don't even know what a set out is.
What did you guess, Sean? Sean put down hood rat. No, I'm afraid that's wrong.
What is?
What did you bet?
Hmm.
I don't know. What's the monetary value? It's in.
Alex Trebek. He didn't have any children? Probably didn't.
I don't know.
Let me see.
Suck
He
it,
probably
Trebek.
did. He just hit him. I spelled Trebek. Okay.
You know, it's hard. You can't really get easily are the old SNL skits for Jeopardy, but I like the one because Sean Connery's always like reading them wrong. I'll take famous titties for 2000. That's
Wow.
titles. Not a fan of the ladies, are you, Trebek? so funny, man.
He died a while back too.
Trebek?
No, I thought you
Oh, the guy
said
who played
Sean
him?
Connery.
Oh,
Sean
Sean
Connery.
Connery.
Yeah.
Yeah, when did he die? And I wonder if his
He died like 5 years ago.
oh yeah, in
That's what I'm
2020.
guessing.
2020.
I'm telling you, my
God,
memory's
it's
on point.
weird to think 2020 was 4 years ago already. Christ.
Yeah, you're right.
Wasn't he married to like Catherine Zeta-Jones?
Sean Connery?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
No, that's Michael Douglas, maybe. Who was he married to then? I thought he had a young wife. Oh no, I'm thinking of Michael Douglas, married to Catherine Zeta-Jones.
What movie did they both play in?
Who? Sean Connery.
Michael Douglas and Catherine Zeta-Jones.
Oh. Something devil, I don't know.
I thought they were in that movie Crash. Always confused Crash and Traffic. Is it Traffic? Which one's the drug movie?
Huh?
With Michael Douglas is like the DEA director. Catherine Zeta-Jones is the wife. Okay.
It's definitely not Crash.
Crash was the movie with Terrence Howard and who's a dude from Juice, Lorenz Tate.
Yeah, that was a year that I guess the Academy Awards was like people were really surprised that Crash won and it was the first year where it kind of opened up the idea of we could just make something with a lot of like fringe characters, and just and tackle like these kind of like social issues, and then we'll win an Academy Award. Because it wasn't a terribly good movie. Do you think back and go, man, I loved Crash. It was fine. Was it the best movie of that year? Probably not. Didn't it beat out like, oh my God, didn't it beat out like Saving Private Ryan or something?
Those didn't come out the same year, did
No, it
they?
wasn't
Saving Private
the year.
Ryan came out in like 98, 99.
Okay, so Crash Academy Awards.
I would argue Saving Private Ryan probably came out in 98.
So let's see. Best Picture for 2000 and no.
Did it? No, hold up. I was working at Radio Shack. Hold up. Give me a second. Maybe it's 99. Saving Private Ryan is in the top 10 movies of all time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was 98. My memory is impeccable, man. I really should go on. I should get paid for the knowledge I have. This useless information.
My nephew is finally learning about like World War II and stuff in school, and I'm like, yeah, dude, there's so many movies you could watch that are just like really good. And so Crash won in 2005. Oh yeah, against Brokeback Mountain, Capote, Good Night, Good Luck, and Munich.
I used to watch Brokeback Mountain on the late night.
Yeah. Man, they had a lot of nominees this in 2009. Holy crap. And then like remember 2003 when Lord of the Rings Return of the King won like every Academy Award? Like all of them. It was like 15 or something like that.
I never really got into Lord of the Rings because I kept on falling asleep during the movie. Lord of the Rings and Star Wars are movies that I can never stay awake in.
Read the books, just get past the Fellowship, and then it all picks up.
Hold up. Where's the rest of my stat? Oh, okay. Mexico.
So The Imitation Game, the one that I told you about, was nominated in 2014 for Best Picture. Do you know what won Best Picture this year?
No. Canada.
Oppenheimer, man.
Dominican Republic. Oh, that makes sense. Dominican Republic. Jamaica. I don't know what this one is. I'm looking at my passport stamps. Costa Rica. Canada.
Moonlight, 2016.
Dominican
I've never
Republic.
seen this. Never even heard of this film.
Bahamas.
You ever hear that film? Moonlight, 2016. Winner?
No.
I never heard of that. I didn't really hear Spotlight the year before either. Must have just not cared for those couple of years.
Countries which actually still stamp the passport. Nice. Oh yeah, here in the States. Yeah, what countries don't stamp the passport?
I don't know. I don't even have a passport right now.
I think Cuba doesn't stamp the passport if Americans attempt to go there.
Well, probably not because you can't go there.
I've been there.
Tom Jones.
I don't know what I'm doing today, man. I feel like I have a desire to try to knock off a getaway excursion because I'm in theory supposed to start my new job on the 16th. It's just, I don't know where to go, and I really want the best return on my money.
I guess it depends on what kind of experience you're looking for.
Relief.
Well, you could do that by going to the toilet. What do you mean relief? Like, that doesn't make sense. Like, are you looking to just lounge around? Are you looking to sightsee? Are you looking to hit a club? Or what are you looking to do?
Yes. I want to meet new people that have different mindsets. I want to make friends. I want to do all that stuff. I want to do what vacations used to be.
Vacations used to be. Somewhere's probably warmer,
Yeah.
cold. Go to Alaska.
I wouldn't mind going to Alaska.
Do it. Go to Anchorage. And then go rent a motorcycle, go down to Seaward on it. That'd probably be a fun drive. That drive was so sweet. I loved that drive. It was just like going through these like mountains and stuff. It's really cool.
I want to go to the city where Northern Exposure was filmed. I've been to the Field of Dreams. I signed the guest book there. That was in Dubuque, Iowa.
Northern Exposure.
That was before your time.
Sicily, Alaska. Where the heck is Sicily, Alaska? Wait. Let's see here. Maps. Oh, yeah, it's up by the North Pole. North Pole, Alaska.
Alaska and Hawaii are states that you never hear about. The only reason why we hear about Hawaii is because they had like some wildfire.
Well, you hear about Alaska when Sarah Palin was running, but that was about it.
That was comedy.
Here, what's a flight for this weekend cost to Alaska from Florida? It takes you a whole day to get there.
It's gonna be mad fuel.
Yeah, it takes a long time to get up there. Let's see here. Packages. Leaving from Miami, going to Anchorage. And when do you start your job?
16th.
Today is let's say you leave tomorrow and you come back on the 15th. Or let's say, yeah. Well, yeah, anyways. One traveler, done. Search. Boom. Let's see if Expedia does any better this time. Did crap last time. Zorro. Here you go. It's only like $1,000 to get up there. It's not terrible.
Round trip?
With a hotel.
Round trip?
Yeah, round trip with hotel. Includes flight
Oh.
plus stay. But you're going to be traveling 2 days, which means you're only really getting like 2 days up there.
Yeah. I bet you I'm probably the only African American there. You're like, Scott, why do you
No.
care?
There's lots of, I mean, there's natives and stuff, so you're not the only. I don't know what's the correct term now. Here, you can
Indian.
go to the Aliska Resort in Anchorage. Looks like a nice place. Holy crap!
It's probably a casino in there. I bet you it is.
Here you go. You get a deluxe room with a king bed. Yeah. Okay. Let's keep going. See how long the flights are. 4 left at a 17-hour flight. You ready for that? 19-hour flight.
Yeah, but that's not a direct flight.
The 17-hour one's. Oh,
It's not a direct flight.
Yeah, it's got a layover in LA and Seattle. You get to hit those up while you're there. Sweet. Or you can take money off and take Alaska Airlines.
Well,
There you go.
I'm not doing it. You act like that's a good deal.
It's a great deal. You get to spend how much time on the plane, like meeting new people, relaxing. You could even probably just upgrade
6'7" in a plane for that
time
long.
for you to upgrade to first class too. Why not? An Azure certified developer has to go first
I
class.
wonder how much a flight to Gaza is.
Oh, that'd be a much longer trip. So you'd have to be within wherever you are. Go to the Carolinas. Right? Go to Kentucky. There you go.
To pick up the dog.
Bermuda, Jamaica. Ooh.
Ooh, I wanted to take you. Something
Uh,
Bahama, come on, pretty mama. Key Largo, Montego. Ooh, I wanna take you to Kokomo.
what's the
That's
island that
right.
all the like English and like Europeans go to? Is it Cabo Verde or like Santa Cruz or
There's
something?
so who's that self-help guru? Not Ted Danza. What's his name? Tony Robbins.
Tony Danza.
Tony Robbins always talks about starts with an H.
Time for you to go to Easter Island, man. That would be a long flight.
It amazes me how I know the first letter of the word, but I can't remember the word. It starts with an H.
Edinburgh of the Seven Seas.
It's not Haiti.
Queen Mary's Peak. Edinburgh of the Seven Seas. There's one city on this. Like who like lives there?
Where's Tahiti?
Like why is there just this like little town? Like what do you do in this city? And like what happens if you don't receive a shipment?
Or when they receive a shipment.
Oh, it's a volcano. I see.
Should visit Waco.
In Texas? Yeah, why don't go to Texas? Go to Corpus Christi or something.
I want to pay my respects to David Koresh.
Why don't you come up here to Minnesota and go to Duluth, hit up Lake Superior, go up to Grand Portage. Yeah, then you could check out the marathon path. Yeah. I don't know, man.
What's with the sound effects or the ad libs?
Yeah. Yeah, man.
You know, we have 8 viewers. We've consistently had 8 viewers the last like several weeks.
YouTube
I don't
Premium.
know.
Quiet.
I don't know if it's
the YouTube Premium.
Yeah, I know, man. Gambler came. I think it was Gambler. He was just running an experiment.
Yeah. If I change my name to YouTube Premium, what will they do? Must be.
Well, it's helpful now. Every time I think of gambler, I can think about watches, and I know that he's from Switzerland.
There you go. I should just put a Swiss flag on behind me, and then I'll just point to it whenever you ask the question. But then you'll have to know the Swiss flag versus the. Oh, you probably do.
No, I don't.
Isn't it like a red cross white, or is it right?
The Red Cross. That's I thought that was Crusade.
No, it's
Or
it's
no.
a
That's
white
KKK.
it's a white cross on
KKK
a
is the Red
red.
Cross.
It's a white cross on a red background. That's right.
KKK is a red cross on a white
Swiss
background.
flag is like a blue or the
I like
Swedish
Japanese flag. It's simple.
flag is like this blue and yellow one.
You hear me? I like Japanese. It's the most simplest flag one can have. It's just a red dot.
No, there's got to be more simpler flags, just like a solid color.
Just a solid color. It's probably one of those African countries.
Flags of the world. Let me just look at all of them. Minnesota's getting a new flag. Why? I don't know, because our flag's racist, apparently.
LGBY, whatever. They're going to get a new flag soon. They're going to add pedophiles.
Let's see. No. Actually, our flag now looks basically like the Bahamas flag.
Why don't I type in Sweden? Hold up. So Sweden has a cross on it. Swiss.
Well, it's like a yellow cross, but it's not really. It's kind of like a sideways cross.
Yeah, Switzerland has the plus sign.
Vietnam has a star on a red. That's pretty close to the Japanese one.
Well, no, South Korea has a yin yang, right?
And Somalia has a blue with a white star. Why don't you go to Somalia?
Because it's a failed state. Why don't you go to Haiti?
I was thinking about that. I like Liberia's flag. It's the best.
Isn't Liberia a failed state too? Yeah, so South Korea has a yin yang.
Liberia's like, yeah. I don't know why. It's the United States flag with one star.
ISIS has a interesting flag.
ISIS flag. Yeah, it looks pretty bad.
I'm trying to go to their website, but Google won't let me.
I'm just gonna search for best flags. Why don't you have a flag?
Well, doesn't Hamas have a flag? Hold up. How do you spell Hamas? Hamas?
Hamas. Hamas.
We're gonna bomb you.
Yeah,
but Hamas has a simple flag. It's green with some Arabic on it.
Which country has the best flag? This one is, and it puts Switzerland on the front.
Believe it or not, Nazis had a very simple flag.
Yeah, I mean, you take away the.
I promise you, YouTube is going to remove this this video.
I mean, to be fair, like, so if you just dissociate everything, like the swastika is a pretty cool symbol. I mean, it's if you dissociate everything that happened to it, and there's still like there are still swastikas that get used in things that have just a totally different meaning. And there's like a lot of Asian countries use the swastika to mean certain
I think you meant Indian. Well, yeah.
Or is it
you say Asian.
Yeah.
I keep thinking I don't want to include Indians as Asians. For some reason, Asian to me is Oriental.
There was this Python star puzzle thing on Twitter that had a swastika come up as it. They're like, to solve today's puzzle or whatever. And it was a swastika. And people went nuts over it.
When I was a child, I thought swastikas were really cool. You want to know why? They look like ninja stars.
Yeah, well, like I said, it's a cool. I think it's a cool symbol if you dissociate it from everything that it was. Just purely as a symbol, like it's a aesthetically pleasing symbol. I don't know. Yeah, it's everywhere in Asian regions, but it's also in the Slack logo if you look hard enough.
What is the KKK flag? I thought the KKK flag was a white background, red cross.
But yeah, you look at the Slack logo; it's got a swastika in there.
The KKK flag is a stripe. It's red, white, red, with a cross in the middle. You said stripe. Hold on, what? Stripe logo has a swastika? Slack.
Yeah, if you look close enough, it's got a hidden swastika in it.
I'm looking at it. I don't see it.
You don't see it? The Slack logo?
No. I see the logo. I don't see a swastika.
So start at the top of the blue bar and go
Yeah.
over and then down and then over and then go the other way. It's there.
No, it's not. You're trying to make it into something it's not. You're like, it's there. You just have to ignore all the other lines that connect to it.
Yeah, it's there. No, I feel like it's less clear than it was when they first came out with it, but I don't know. Anyways.
You have any plans for the weekend?
My niece has got a birthday party, and I got to run 13 miles tomorrow, and I don't know. It's supposed to be really nice here in Minnesota, anyways. So
You're running 13 miles for training or for an actual like event?
training.
You do this on Sundays?
No, Saturdays. I try to target Saturday mornings, but
How
I
long
think what
does
I'm
it
gonna
take?
do is. Oh, good.
How long does it take you? A couple hours?
Yeah, it'll take a couple hours to do. Oh God, last week I ran 12, and fuck, that was the worst, man. I got done. I was like so dehydrated because I didn't have any water or anything along the whole thing, and I was like, I got done. I'm like, I go back. I'm kind of like shaky and just my legs are sore. Everything just hurt. Took me like a few hours to feel normal again.
You don't run with your dog?
No, I'm gonna probably try to teach him, but he's still pretty young to be. Like, I just don't know how. I'd have to start like at short runs, and I don't have any short runs in my
A short run is half a mile to a mile.
yeah. Like I take him for a walk, but I haven't run with him yet. And I gotta find like a.
I used to take my dog. My dog would tap out after a mile, and I would have to pick her up and carry her as I would jog, which is
Yeah.
heavy. The dog weighs like 30 pounds.
And dogs aren't like humans. They're not made. They don't have the capacity to do long run. They're good for sprinting, but not for long extended runs. Well, some dogs, I suppose.
Yeah, I was
If it's
going to say
cold
that's not
weather and that,
true. African wild dogs and wolves will run you down. Like
yeah.
they'll go the distance, which
But
is
that
why
was
they have a 90% kill rate.
so it's like the endurance running though for like long periods of time. I don't know. Maybe the ones that run dog sledding because it's so cold up there, it's fine. But like no, like most creatures can only run in sprints, and then they die if they run too much because they don't have the capacity to cool their bodies down. That's that whole book of the yeah, sled dogs are sledges. Sled dogs, huskies. Actually, there's other dogs they use, not just huskies. If you go up to Alaska and you go and like visit the people who did the dog sledding, who like the guy who won the Iditarod by like 2 hours or something, he decided, okay, I'm gonna put like a certain really smart dog at the front. He actually bred the dogs based on intelligence and like strength and stuff for different positions on the sled. So he had a really, really smart dog up front, and then like just two idiot dogs right in the back that are just big and powerful. Um, so, but yeah, it's most animals can't run for long. That's one of the premises of that Born to Run book is that humans evolved to sweat and stuff like that to cool their bodies down that way, so that we could do endurance running and basically just endurance outrun animals. We'd run them to death, basically. Just keep them moving all day long until they just keel over, and then we'd peel them up and eat them.
What are you talking about?
That's surreal. That's the premise. One of the
Run what
things.
to death? As in, like when hunting,
A
you
deer.
just
There's
the
people. Yeah.
caveman would just keep chasing the deer for
Well,
like
humans like.
an hour.
Well, I don't know how long it would be, but it would be. There are. It's like a lost art form now, but there's at least somebody who knows how to do it in the world. I guess what you do is like.
They would run behind a deer with a spear for an hour, and then the
No,
spear
you
would
wouldn't. You don't
finally
even need a
collapse.
spear. You don't
No, I'm
even need
saying
it.
back in the day,
No.
they had it. Okay, how did they kill? How did they kill
Well,
and carve up an
pre-technology,
animal?
pre-tech, like all that pre-tech. But the idea is that you just keep chasing it around, and then it becomes exhausted, and eventually, if you chase a deer long enough, it will just keel over and die because it doesn't have the capacity to cool itself down in the way that we do. It's a real thing.
I don't think it will kill over and die. I
It
think it'll
will.
just kill over and just give up and start panting heavily. And then
No, it'll
you hit
die.
it with okay.
It'll die. If you run
You
a
think
deer long
you
enough.
think evolution over hundreds of millions of years led to that's the way that a wild animal is going to die.
No,
They're
so
wild
deer.
animals.
No, that's why so that's the idea of how human like modern humans came to be. And it's one of these kind of like evolutionary theories is that so in order to get our brain size to where we are, we needed a steady supply of animal meats and stuff like that and fats, right? And if you look at the way that our like our legs and the way that we kind of stood up and why we would do that and why our diaphragms are the way that they are and why we sweat and there's a whole bunch of different things that lead us towards endurance running as being one of our key things that we genetically are designed for. Like we can run for periods longer than most as long as we're continually training on it. We can run for periods much longer than any creatures on this earth can.
I agree.
And the reason we would do that is, and then we have a pack mentality too, is we would work together in whatever in groups to basically like spot animals, pick out our prey, and then we would run them to death. That's like an evolutionary theory of how we like
And
like why.
that's the part where like I know you're convinced of what you're saying. I just have a hard
I'm
time
not
believing
convinced.
that.
This is the theory in that book, Born to Run. It's
Eh, okay, so because it's written in the book, you're saying that caveman would say, I don't need a rock, I don't need a spear. I am just going to chase this gazelle, and this gazelle is going to inevitably collapse from a heat stroke without me having any tools to put it out its memory.
well,
That's what you're
eventually we
saying.
started using tools, yeah, but before we started creating tools to do these and like bows and arrows and spears and stuff like that, yeah, there's a pre-spear phase, like Gamler said, there would be a time when humans just kind of like or humanoids would have to do hunting without really having the knowledge like an animal would to create spears and things like that. So how did we go from A to B and the adaptations we made into endurance running are could account for that period and how we were able to then gain enough meat basically to adapt our brains. Then we learned to create tools and then we went and used spears and stuff like that. So we just became more efficient. But how do you become from a monkey to an efficient like hunter of a gazelle? Like monkeys don't hunt gazelles, but somehow us as a primate species did. Like there has to be some sort of like intermediate period. And the way that we adapted is like if you look at the way we're structured, it's very much for endurance running. The way that our legs are shaped, the way that our like our chest works and everything, how we sweat, all of it is geared towards
Yeah.
endurance running.
You're right. I'm gonna take my remaining days, fly to Kansas City, Missouri, and look at how the most obese city in the United States are structured. And I'll say, yep, they're built to
Well, that's because
run long
we
distance.
kept building things. But look at if you read that book and you look at the Tarahumara in Mexico, and then some of the like African tribes and stuff like that, you know, there's you know basically huge endurance running capabilities. So those guys can run like 400 miles or whatever without problem.
David Goggins.
They can outrun David Goggins, I'm pretty sure even. But yeah, I mean that's the idea. Is they trail run and they just go. No problem. Anyways. All right, I suppose it's way after our normal exit time.
Yeah,
So next
see
week's
you,
going to be
boys.
working.
Supposedly, I don't have any equipment, but supposedly.
Make some APIs. Going to write some integration tests.
Saw an interesting article by the Burning Monk. I can't remember. Jan Curry, which is not how you pronounce his name at all. He said he's advocating doing TDD to write APIs, but we could talk about that another time. So,
sounds good. All right. Well, we'll talk to you next week.
all right. See you. Bye, Gambler. See you.
Bye.
Bye.